Okay, here we are again, tractor repairs. This is the gear lever of the 684. Okay, and I think we need to zoom in a bit. There should be a lug here that supports the end of this roll pin. There's a lug round here that supports this end, but it should be there, and it's broken off. And it looks like it's been broken for quite a while. Okay, so, and also, there's a historical weld just there. So, this whole thing, that adjusts the selector, but the whole thing sits on, let me just move the camera around. It sits on a pin that comes out of the gearbox, and it's held in place just with a circlip. And I was sort of umming and ahhing whether to try and fix this. There you can see better. Fix this in situ. I thought, no, let's just take that circlip off and find out what's going on. And of course, you're down the side of the seat, but I'd taken the selector cover off, which is just a flat plate held by 4 bolts, which 2 of them didn't want to come undone, obviously. Anyway, I removed the circlip, and then this just sort of slid off. I thought, right, okay, that was a good call, and I will show you right now the pin in situ, but at least now I can make up a piece and weld that in place. Yeah, now whether or not this is probably cast steel, drop forged or something like that, so maybe I'll have to see what rods I've got, but we're gonna have to grind that right back so we can get a good weld on it. Right, let's just go and have a look at the tractor itself. Okay, there's the steering wheel, and of course on the 684 the gear levers are by the side of the seat. So there is the 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah, and the one that I've taken off is high, low, forward and reverse, and I think we can see, yeah, there's the pin, yep, and that sliding piece that's actually on the gear lever, it locates with that, and I can't see, but hopefully you can, that plate there with the holes in it. So it's probably not such a big deal to remove it. The circlip obviously went for a walk, but I found it. Right, that's some information. Hopefully it will have helped somebody out. Let's get on with the repair. Okay, I found this piece in the possibilities hoard, and I'm guessing it's about 10mm thick. It looks about right, doesn't it? So if I cut it off about there with a power hacksaw, drill a hole in it in the right size, then grind that back there and grind that back there and there and there and everything, and shape it up a little bit, I think we're getting somewhere. So you don't need to see the power hacksaw running again, but I do remind you that I have got Uncle Harold's power hacksaw that he made when he was an apprentice in the 30s, and it still runs really well. So hopefully, if I remember, I'll put a link to that vintage, homemade, apprentice made workpiece, tools, etc., pre-war, and you'll enjoy that as well. It really is a level of ingenuity. Right, let's get, shall I cut that off first or shall I drill the hole? That's a very good question. We'll get back to you in a minute. Okay, the wind's got up, so if there's any wind noise, you'll have to put up with it. Here we go. I think we need to grind a bit more off this side, although it doesn't really matter. Yeah. Thing is, you push sideways with this, forwards and backwards, so therefore it does need to be supported both sides. But a bit more off there. Yeah, just grind that round a bit. I need a better pencil, but that's not bad. Then open this up and weld it in place. So we just need to grind that round. Okay, we're getting there. And although this roll pin should be tight in these holes, yeah, I'm not going to try and do any of that. So I will probably end up putting a bolt through this with a washer either end, just so that this pin doesn't slide out. Or even just a bit of wire. Yeah, let's go haywire. Right, I'll carry on with that. Right, we've welded that together, filled it all, so now I'm just going to grind that away, tidy it up, and let's see what it looks like. So there we go. That looks pretty decent to me. There's a couple of little blobby bits, but they're not very deep, and we've welded all the way back to there. It's a bit hot. Right, so that's all welded in there. It's not just welded on the surface. So I think that is right. Yeah. So now I just want to secure that roll pin, make sure it doesn't come sliding out, because that could have caught. No, it couldn't. I don't know why that's broke off, but the break here is sort of gives you a clue that some violence has been going on at some point. Yeah. Anyway, such is the trials and tribulations of old machinery. There's actually a number there, 528131R23. If that means anything to anybody, it might help you out. Right, I'm going to put this back on the tractor then. Right, where are we? Let's see what we're doing. There we go. That's a circlip in place on there. Yeah. And here it is. That's reverse. That's low forward. And that's high forward. And that's neutral. Hopefully you saw that. Now I've just got to put the cover on and what have you. I'm quite pleased with that. It's a job done. It's taken me an hour or something like that. So let's get the cover on and what have you. Okay, there you go. And there's the 4, 3, 2, 1, and that's in neutral at the moment. Reverse is back there. Forward low, forward high. Brilliant. It means that other lug won't break off. But if you see that weld there is about level with this thick cover. So some abuse has been going on. Maybe the tractor was stood for a long time, it wouldn't move into gear, and somebody hit it with a big hammer. Yeah, rather than investigating. Anyway, there we go. Comments, discussion, old tractors. This is an International 684. with a lovely loader on it, and it runs nicely now. Right, catch up with you soon.